of North Carolina has undergone a huge change over the last 20 years, and the health disparities are growing between the rural communities and the urban communities. If you were to drive through a typical rural community, you would see the vestiges of a community that was thriving with production and manufacturing.
I've heard cases where a whole family lost jobs. The grandmother, the mother, the child all saw their livelihood going away overnight. Before we invited McDowell County to be part of the Healthy Places initiative in 2012, I started having conversations in the community to learn more about what they are working on. One thing that came up again and again was that collaborative spirit. They had the central theme of working together to maximize limited resources to help move an agenda.
Looking at our census data, you'll notice that roughly 9% of the adult population in McDowell County has a 4-year degree, and that goes down to between 2 and 3% have any postgraduate education. We know that basically education is going to dictate your income, which in the long run is going to determine your health.
With Healthy Places, it's a deeper level of engagement with the community to support the change that they've identified they want to work on.
Thanks to support from the Kate B. Reynolds Charitable Trust, we were the first YMCA in North Carolina to launch the YMCA's Diabetes Prevention Program. We've been very successful in preventing the onset of type 2 diabetes in over 200 folks in our local communities. We're really working with the McDowell County school system and provide increasing play spaces in our neighborhoods. We're working with our area Parks and Recreation Service and the City of Marion as well to really improve the health of our community.
Obesity here is pretty profound. Diabetes is another. Smoking, tobacco use was a big deal here. I think we're seeing a unified effort that you don't have just the city, you don't have just the county, you don't have just the hospital, you don't have the chamber doing its thing or whatever. It's everybody, all entities coming together for a common purpose and a common goal, and that's Healthy Places.
We used to sit around and complain all the time about stuff not being done in Old Fort. And we realized how unhealthy our children are getting. And I got tired of hearing the complaining, and I said, hey, my parents taught me if I was gonna complain that I needed to do something about it. We started with small jars in restaurants and gas stations and local businesses collecting change. And we had raised $3,000 before we found out about Kate B. Reynolds. I was contacted by Abana. She really helped me understand what Healthy Places was all about and really got me in touch with a lot of resources and expand our project and really got a lot accomplished here.
One of the goals of our church was to move the people of the church, really you have an army of people at a local church, and move them outside of the four walls of the church. We heard about the playground spaces and the opportunity that existed for churches or any entity that had land and would be willing to maintain it. And so we jumped on it thinking everybody would. What a great opportunity. We've made some relationships that are just phenomenal with other pastors and other ministries. There's so many other opportunities that have come through the connections in the community, through the YMCA, through even the government entities that have been involved in some of the initiatives around our county. And that was probably the golden lesson we learned through this, is we can get a lot done together as a community.
We've got wellness issues. So what, again, Kate B. Reynolds has done has brought a massive attention to that. For example, our community paramedic program was highly collaborative. It involved the hospital and other emergency services. And what that does, that puts a paramedic in the person's home, troubleshooting what the situation is with the person prior to an ambulance being called, which is a more expensive response. And it really has worked and has been a great response to the citizen as well as a savings in county resources.
I've been doing nonprofit work for over 15 years, and this is a once-in-a-career, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but I think as community leaders, we all agree it's a tremendous responsibility. It's not what can I do for my organization, it's what can we do together to improve this community. And that is a sincere sense that I share and a lot of the other leaders in this community share as well, that we just want to make this a great place to live, work, and play.